We are so excited to be here in our ninth year. How amazing it is that God allowed us to come back together as a community and celebrate Black history while we celebrate our Black writers. What will we do without our Black writers? I can tell you, number one, we'll lose our history, right? I mean, just think about it, right? In 2050, 20 years from now, 25 years from now, if we don't host these book fairs, we won't have any Black history. So I'd like to introduce you guys to our special guest, author, Black historian, author, award-winning, best-selling author, Zaaqan Jordan.
Thank you. Thank you.
He's, by the way, from Brooklyn, New York. By the way, Raleigh, North Carolina. And he has flown in here with him and his wife to come share his books and his knowledge with us. Some history you may have never heard of or have been banned from. Uncut, uncensored truths, facts, research history. Things that the Caucasian or the Europeans, whatever you want to call them, never taught us. The schools never taught us, and didn't want us to know, and still don't want us to know. So we got this dynamic brother in here today to share his seven books full of Black history. And we're going to talk today about how he got started, why he's doing it, and maybe some future endeavors that he'll be engaging in, and that we'll be sharing with you over the next generations, for you, your children, and your grandchildren. So make sure before you leave here today, you visit his table over here, to the right, to the left, and get copies of his books, and make sure that you have them in your household for you and your children. So, I'm going to start off and ask Frank, just tell us a little bit about you, Frank.
Hey, listen, I'm from Brooklyn, like you mentioned, Brooklyn, New York, here with my beautiful wife, actually. So we enjoy coming here. This is a great thing, actually, that you have. And what our people have to understand is that it's actually, they always say knowledge is actually power. And, I've been writing since, I've been writing since probably, I would probably say maybe the late 90s. Decided to put my books in publication. I think in 2010 is when my first book actually came out. Not just coincidence, you can't find that book actually anymore. They actually took it out of circulation of Amazon as well. So I'm still in the fight with Amazon with that as well too.
So why do you think writing about Black history is important?
Listen, they want to eradicate our history because, hey, listen, let's not play with this. We got the best history on this planet. From Black influences all the way to the kings and queens, that we are. That's stuff that they don't even want to teach your kids in school because they bring about a certain self-esteem. We built this country up, from the foundation. And, one of the things to actually to get people uninterested, about their own history is not to teach them, about their history. So if you're not teaching, you're teaching your kids, you're teaching, at school about George Washington, you're teaching about Joe Ford, it's going to be something that's uninteresting to them. So as far as, what we have to teach our kids, this is great, what you're doing, this is great, this is part of history. So what we're teaching our kids, and what, what's so great about it is that we have to really pretty much unbrainwash them from the lies of the 20 schools.
Right. So let me ask you this. So we have a lot of Black historians out here.
I met one.
You met one. Anthony Brandon.
Yeah, Mr. Anthony.
Yeah, from Michigan.
Yeah.
What makes you different from all the other Black historians?
For one thing, I know I travel a lot to different states, and I travel a lot, and I take a lot of pictures. And another thing also is that you're not going to get any watered down history, from me. Very unapologetic history from me as well too. Make no mistake about it. We're the greatest people on this planet, and I don't apologize for saying that. I don't apologize for writing about it, and I don't apologize, for critiquing it as well too. Like I said earlier, from the Black inventors, we've invented queens, kings, of this earth. Our biblical history as well too. So I'm very unapologetic, and I don't compromise our history whatsoever.
So inside of your 7 books, let's do a recap of what they're going to find in here. Because I'm looking at Birmingham, Alabama, 1963. I'm looking at Black families after the 1990s. Bottled water drinking, dangers of fluoride. What do most pesticides contain? These are some of the chemtrails. These are some of the things that impact the Black community. So tell us.
Flint water crisis still going on today.
So tell us what should we expect inside of your books when they buy?
Everything from anything that correlates and associates with the Black community as far as their diet, their history, even things that go on today in politics, the things that have gone on before, our time, and how does it correlate, like the Roman history, why the buildings are built a certain way, presidents that are elected, why they still carry on the curriculum, the Congress, the amendments, how does that affect us today? What was written in the amendments that affect our kids today, and how does it affect us today as well too? But what's most important is our self-identity, us identifying ourselves with someone. We're the only people on this earth that go around and call ourselves by a different nationality every 30 or so years. No one else does that. Okay, it's the association with us and what's more important to us and how we have to bring ourselves back to what is worked for us.
What are some of the most challenging obstacles we face today that our forefathers and mothers didn't face?
I would say marriage. We have to bring back Black marriage in the household. That's something that we have to bring back in the Black community today. Without Black marriages, with Black marriages, listen, there was a time, once upon a time ago, a long time ago, Sister Janine, Black marriages were up. I think before the Vietnam War, they were up 98%. Now Black marriages they're down 35%, 37%. So as a result of that, things didn't get better for us. Economically, things didn't get better for us. Spiritually, things didn't get better for us. And education-wise, things didn't get better for us. Two-parent household is very important. That's something that's very overlooked in the Black community because it's looked at as taboo. We have it being promoted that, men and women, Black men and women should be separated, we need to be bad by ourselves. But that Black family structure, is key, to keeping us together, now in the year 2025.
Awesome. So let's talk about today, though, with this new president we have. What's your projection on how it's going to impact the Black community?
The same way it always has. Always, it's very limited. You have a president that's in now, by the name of Donald Trump. He's just actually, a lot of people don't understand Trump's agenda. He's just basically just going by what his forefathers have written in the Constitution and amendments. He's like, so, hey, listen, we're relying on certain things, that our forefathers have fought for, the Constitution, and you have Republicans and Democrats. They're not allocating those things for our people. Is Trump for Blacks in America? I would have to say not. I would definitely have to say not. He's for his own, right? He's for his own people, in which he should be. I'm not advocating against that. If there's a Black president, he's supposed to be for us as well too. Trump is only doing what he is allotted to do. He's fighting for his people, which that's okay. We're the only people on this earth that don't fight for each other. We're our own worst enemy. So it's like Trump is doing what he's supposed to do by no shot.
So what's your advice to the Black community in terms of bringing us together? What's your advice for us?
to stop being so selfish with one another. Okay, it's not about an individual. Okay, it's about us. Okay, we have to come back together. Okay, it first starts with the family unit. Okay, black men have to be more supportive of the children. Okay, and black women have to play a better role in the house. Okay, with their daughters as well. Just like you do with your daughter. Okay, just like my wife does with my daughter. Okay, you have to feel a better part. You can't let the internet raise your kids. You have to be hands-on with your kids today. You have to sit, you have to have a tough conversation with them, and sit down and talk to your kids one-on-one. Okay, don't let the internet raise your kids. Okay, because that's the same things that has gotten to the minds of our kids and has actually prison as well too. So me personally, I would say spend more time with your kids, teaching them the truth about things, and don't lie to your kids. That's one of the worst things that as a parent you do to your kids. Stop lying to your kids, man. When you lie to your kids, they grow up, they have kids, what do you think they're gonna do to those kids? They're gonna lie to them as well too. Don't be afraid to have that tough conversation with your kids, no matter what society says. You stand strong with your kids and you let them know right from what you're on.
That's the part I wanted to hear. Frank's coming out of his shell right now. So let's talk about your latest book. This is your first book, right? I'm so afraid that she wrote on there now.
That's my fourth, actually.
This is your fourth book.
Yeah. I wrote that before COVID. I wrote that in 2017. COVID in 2019. And I was actually explaining to people about the medications.
About the medications. Oh. So as you can see, everyone, these books are very, very important for you to grab. Make sure you have a couple of copies of Frank's books in your household. There is so much history and Black history in these books. He even talks about the kings and queens. Let's touch base with that a little bit. Because you've done your research. You told me you traveled out of the country to do a lot of your research. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, when you go places like Rome, you can go to Athens, you can go to places like Jerusalem, and they still have the paintings, okay, of the people that, let's just say, for instance, like the original queens of England, okay, Sophia of Charlotte, which is a black woman, which the city of Charlotte was named after. That is, the city of Charlotte was actually named after a black woman. You can go to England, Robin Hood, okay, Shelton Nottingham, guys like that. William Shakespeare, you can still go to England and Germany today where they have pictures of William Shakespeare as being a black man. And the same as also the queens and kings as well too, of England and Scotland as well too, the black men and women.
Let's expand on that. Share some of the people that society has made to seem like they are Caucasian, but they're Black. Share a couple of people. Let's do the book.
Okay, I got a couple of them. Okay, I got a couple of them. Matter of fact, we're gonna start, okay, with one of the most famous ones. Okay, you can still go to Jerusalem today and they still have dark paintings, okay, of Christ being a black man, Moses, David, King Solomon, okay, Adam and Eve, okay. This is stuff that they don't teach your kids. During the time of the 1400s, okay, what's they call the Renaissance, but